Hi everyone! In this video, I'll show you a complete AutoCAD Plant 3D Isometrics workflow used in real projects. We'll start from creating a piping model, then generate isometric drawings, and go through BOM descriptions and isometric layout table editing. This is basically everything you need to prepare production-ready isometric drawings in Plant 3D. Now let's get started and draw the pipeline. Rule number 1, always give your lines a name. Think what pressure class should be your system. Let's draw some pipes. I'll randomly create a pump and a vessel, and connect them with a pipeline using different elements and fittings. After spending around 15 minutes drawing pipes, I check if the pipeline has a line number assigned. Now I want you to look at how the elements are described in this section. This name will appear in the parts list of the isometric drawing. This is AutoCAD's internal part naming, but in real projects we often need different part descriptions. Now we're ready to generate the isometric drawings. Here we can choose the isometric style. If you need different page sizes or different layout frames, you can create different styles here. Now let's look at the advanced options and explain what they do. PCF output is used to transfer piping data outside of Plant 3D. Export tables control what data comes out with the isometric. Sometimes I use this overrides option to change the north arrow direction. Sometimes I adjust the level of congestion here, but more often I do it in the main isometric settings tab. When you're new to isometric drawings, it's perfectly fine to leave these advanced options untouched. There are more buttons in the ISOs tab, but I rarely need them. As you can see, the ISOs are generated in a new folder. This pipeline is split into 3 pages, but I always try to minimize the number of pages. As I mentioned before, here we have the part names. In real projects, these usually need to be written differently, including part name, type, diameter, material number, and similar details. We've changed the part name in the Properties panel. So let's regenerate the isometrics and see if the name updates. This method works if you don't want to modify the isometric drawing itself and prefer to change the element names directly in the 3D model. However, if you have long pipe routes, changing every pipe, elbow, or T1 by 1 is not a practical solution. Another option is to modify part names using the Data Manager. Here you can define how parts are described in the isometric, and those rules apply automatically to all pipes and fittings in the project. This is how it works in practice. Let's change some names, and we'll see if the names changed in ISOs. We can see in the Properties palette that the names have changed. Now let's open the main isometric settings table and see what we actually need to change here. Here, in the IsoStyle default settings, I often adjust the level of congestion. I always try to keep the number of pages as low as possible. The title block and display settings are also very important. In real projects, you usually want to use your own frame instead of the AutoCAD default one. So here you insert your custom frame, and when you generate the isometric, it will be used as the default frame. Make sure your project frame is part of the title block definition. Replacing the default block with a separate frame, drawing on top, will not be recognized by Plant 3D. The frame has to be inserted within the block. Here I'll make a few changes so we can see the difference in the isometric drawings. Don't forget to click Apply. Okay, let's regenerate and see the changes. As you can see, the table has changed. The other ISO option is exactly what the name suggests. It's used when you want a quick look at how the line appears in isometric format. You don't need to assign line names. You simply select all the parts. Here, the quick ISO creates more pages, but the other elements are the same as in the production isometric. Let's take a look at the tables in the isometric drawing. The first and most important one is the parts list. This table helps the worker understand what needs to be cut and installed. The contractor uses this to see which parts need to be installed on his line. If this was helpful, subscribe for more Plant 3D tutorials.